In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of changes I want to do for my own business, and hopefully you can learn something along the way as well, as most of the things I will be talking about are things that are relevant for most businesses these days. So let's get right into it. The projects I have been doing for my business so far have mostly been digital. This has always been the case for me, and this is working great. Now, the part of my business that hasn't been mostly digital is the first part of it, being like the sales and marketing and basically attracting new business. Most of the clients will find me through word of mouth, which in and by itself is a great thing because this means that you're doing great work and people are referring you to other people that they know. And this is a very trustworthy way to gain more business as well. But this is something that obviously will keep you very local. The thing is, I don't really like the status quo, so I always try to evolve my business, and one of the things I'm focused on right now is trying to make this sales and marketing part of my business, where I'm actually like attracting new business for myself, to make this more digital as well. This will basically mean that I also need to do more marketing for myself now. To execute this plan, I've identified 5 steps that I would need to go through to make this happen. And these 5 steps are steps that basically every business who wants to attract new business, new clients online will need to go through. Step number 1 here is you need to find your target audience. And targeting everyone is not the right answer here, just to be clear. So you really need to find your niche, the people that you specifically can tailor your services towards, and also the business, the target audience that you know best. Then the second step will be to connect with your audience, and the best way to do this is to create relatable content. People will connect with you over similarities that you have, mutual interests that you have, and the more of these that you can create in your content, the more hooks that you can create, the more people will actually connect with you, with your content, and eventually also with your business. Then the third step is to gain their trust as well. For someone to want to do business with you, they obviously need to trust you, and they need to trust that you can deliver for them. Online, this is always a little bit hard to achieve because online you can basically be anyone and you can basically tell anything. Whereas, for example, how most clients find me these days through word of mouth, you will already get the trust because someone they trust recommended you to them. Here, the trust issue already gets resolved, but online, this is a bit more difficult. So online, we want to do this in another way, and that is by creating valuable content for free, so people get to know what you're really capable of. This can be in the form of blog posts, this can be in the form of videos, whatever you're most comfortable with. It can even be podcasts, something that's really upcoming these days. And with this content, you will help your audience achieve their goals, and along the way, you will build this trust. Then step number 4 is creating a structured way for people to actually work with you. You can do this in different tiers, so that you basically have an offering for everyone, whereas probably working directly with you will be the most expensive tier. Maybe this might not be for everyone. That might also be a good idea to offer lower tier services as well for smaller businesses that are still interested in working with you, but maybe aren't able to hire you for like a long-term project as a consultant. And for these people, you can create courses or maybe coaching to have like a more scalable way for you to provide value for them as well. And then the last step here, step 5, is guiding the right people to the right offering. So all of these different offerings that you will create over time, they aren't for everyone. So it's important that you have a structured way for people to find what is the best way for them to work with you, tailored to their needs and their goals. So how am I doing this myself? So far, I already started a couple of initiatives of my own to create this platform of finding business online as well, next to the word of mouth that I already have going for me. So a couple of things I did here is, first of all, I launched a brand new website for my personal brand. I'll link it somewhere here or in the description. I've also started creating these videos here. Although they are not all marketing related, it is still a way for me to figure out the platform, to learn how to make these videos, and over time I can maybe create a different channel specifically for marketing videos. Then I also launched a weekly newsletter. It's for free. I send it out every Friday with my best tips I have for you that week. I will also link it in the description if you want to subscribe to this as well. And last but but not least, I also started experimenting with some new forms of social content like Reels and TikToks, although this is something that I'm still trying to figure out how I can be more consistent at creating this content, also how I can provide as much value as possible through these channels as well. Now, as all of these initiatives have been running pretty smoothly so far, now it's also time to launch a couple of new initiatives, a couple of next steps for this plan that I'm trying to put together here. So step number 1 there is creating more marketing content for my blog. This is something that will attract more people within my target audience in the long term, but is also something that I can use in the short term when I'm doing outreach to people. Say I find an interesting person or an interesting company that I really would love to work with, I can reach out to them, and other than just saying like, hey, I'm Jasper, I'm doing marketing, can I help you with something? Or is this a project that you could use my expertise on? I can also add in some blog posts to already show my expertise to them, and this will probably create more trust within the first steps of building that relationship. The next one is also creating an offer for smaller businesses who want to work with me. So quite often I get requests from businesses who really want to improve their marketing, but it's not really a viable solution to do full-time consulting for these companies, for these businesses, but I still really want to help them. So this is something that I really want to create a offering for, something where they can work with me or where I can provide them with the right tools to improve their marketing so they can still use my vision on marketing, but let it be a bit more hands-on for themselves. So in this way they can still create the right impact without me having to focus on it full time for them. And then the last one for the upcoming initiatives is creating a program for marketers who want to get better at Google Ads, because this is something that I have been doing for the longest time. So one of the first things I ever started doing was providing Google Ads services to different businesses. And this is something that I want to create an online training for, so these people can really get better at Google Ads, because you have the Google Ads Academy, but usually it's quite general, and a lot of the things in Google Ads to really make accounts great isn't like the smaller details of how you can connect with your audience, how to use the right messaging, and also make sure that you're like laser targeting the right people for your product or service, and even make it like more local depending on the business that you are doing your Google Ads for. So over the coming weeks I will try to keep you updated as this progress goes along. I will put most of these initiatives into action over the coming weeks, over the coming months, and I have no doubt that I will be learning a lot of things along the way, things that I'm happy to share here. If there is anything specific that you would like to hear more about, just let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can include it in one of the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!